Squash, release, and this week, status, release, what do we have? Demos, we have Gustavo. I don't think we have myself because it won't compile. It should not compile. Should it compile? No. What else? Who's there? That's weird. Oh, I can scroll down. That's more people. Okay. Nick, demos?
I'm afraid not, but I won't be here for another 6 weeks. So this is my last week, so I'm
which means more time to work on Orchard. That's great. That's what we do. Okay, we'll see for the demos and other topics. So status, not this one, this one. Let me pull. I haven't pulled in 4 days. But I try to do something. Okay, lots of commits, but mostly on the same branch. This one, we'll see a demo, since last week. So Gustavo fixing on the same branch the media 8, no, on the dev branch. Fix for 6330, this is about renaming all the modules .txt file with the correct website. This is fixing a bug in the media library and also reacting to the changes in Orchard resources with the new icons. This one, same thing. Broken icons, same thing. Invalid HTML in one bit template. Okay. So this is okay. Well, 2 times the, yeah, we don't need to repeat that. And 1 is sufficient. Okay. Indexing, fixing migration and upgrading from ISO Benedek, fixed the migration numbers in indexing on 1.10. This one is a merge, media library, null reference exception. Null reference exception here. Fixed. Then origin 1.10 is here, which is okay. Recent content items not displayed for manage own media. This is a branch I think we talked about during triage to try to restart the tenants if it fails, but we talked about it already. And then lots of changes on the theme, trying to see if there is something else than the theme. This is the, I can talk about it, this branch, but there is nothing on it yet. This fixing packaging display glitch. Okay, this is on dev branch. No, this is 19x. Okay, 19x. This is just, yeah, we merged it. Yeah, it was during the triage. We merged a pull request. This is the theme. Lots of work. Then 193. Typo in Azure Media Services template. Okay. but we're not supposed to fix typos in 193 or 1.10. It's done typos. Because then we have to rebuild the packages every time you fix a typo. So please don't fix typos, just fix what is necessary.
Okay.
Because this means change the CI to the branch 193, rebuild the CI, wait 2 hours for everything to pass, and take the build and put it on GitHub. If you want to do it, fine. But otherwise, I have to do it for a typo. Merge pull request. Again, Jean-Thierry, updating ContextState because there was a bug. But it's on the dev branch. Jean-Thierry and Sipke are working on that. Jean-Thierry again. Here, again and again. Same issues. Still fixing it. Because it broke the unit test. The spec flow test actually. So let me see if these changes fixed it. Hurry up. Okay.
Hey Sebastian, should I demo those file system things I did?
Nope.
Okay then.
Sorry. Because still need work and decisions and design. So
yeah. Okay.
We can talk about the issues we face, but I don't think there is anything to do more. Theme. We should have made a different repository for this theme because it's more.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we should create a fork instead.
Fork. Under which organizations? That's the issue. Because
I could create a fork using my Git account and then allow other users to contribute.
Then you have to, yeah. Maybe it's easier for us to create a repo because you don't really need a fork of Orchard, right? Or do you need? Yes, you need.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Actually, you need to work on the Orchard source code, right?
And then at the end we can.
What you should do,
squash everything.
Yeah, maybe, but also merge dev into your branch. Sometimes, otherwise you will have lots of merge issues in the end.
Yeah, I did that a few days ago. I will do that more frequently. Yeah.
Okay, good. If you do it, that's fine. Just to remind. Okay, good. So I have created 2 branches. Let me talk about it. This one, I open an issue. I opened the issue actually. Well, this test is fine first. So this is better. This is passing again. Then this thing, I opened an issue on Orchard 2. Because of that, I tried to provision 1,000 tenants on Orchard 2 to see how it will scale. It was good. It was very good compared to what we have in Orchard 1. And then I had an out-of-memory exception. Just after 1 GB of memory taken, for 1,000 it's huge. It's like 10 times better than that one we have on Orchard 2. But still, the out-of-memory exception happened on the shape table because every tenant has its own shape tables. Okay, there is one shape table per theme. There is a no theme and one per theme, and then for each tenant it has the same thing. But a shape table is a dictionary of shape types to lambdas to render the shape type. Okay, shape types and alternates. So all the alternates, all the shape types are in a dictionary as a key, and the value is what actually renders the shape type. So the value can be a lambda using a razor template, can be a lambda using a shape method, or it can be a lambda using the template module, which will load it in from the database. It can be anything. And and usually, even if you're in a multi-tenant scenario, these lambdas are mostly the same. Like if you take a theme, and the lambda for, let's say, the user.cshtml file is rendering the razor template, this is the same lambda, whatever the tenant you are using, plus/minus any custom events that you could have in your modules. But again, the modules are also usually most of the time the same for all the tenants, at least the main modules. Some tenants might have different modules, but they are quite the same. So it's kind of weird to have to do, well, it's easy to duplicate all of them in every tenant, it's easy, but in the end, this is what takes the most memory when you do multi-tenancy, and this is also what slows down the tenant startup, because it has to browse all the file system for all the templates, to browse the database for all the shape templates in the database, and so on. So this is some work that has to be done all the time. So I was thinking maybe we should have some kind of common data structure containing all the defaults for any module, any theme, and then what is tenant specific inside each tenant, like alteration to the main graph. So it's kind of a chain of responsibility. So when you want to display a shape type, you look for the main one, which is common to everyone, and then you apply the alterations for each of the tenants, if there are any alteration, and or each of the feature. Like each feature provides alteration, each tenant defines a set of feature, so you just apply the alterations for the feature that the tenant has enabled. So this way we could save on startup and on memory, but this does just help on multi-tenancy scenarios still. So I created a branch to see what could be done there, unless someone has better ideas and wants to work on it. Yeah, and these changes apply on both Orchard 1 and Orchard 2. Questions, comments? When a new theme is applied, dictionary is updated. Yes, when a new theme is applied, it means a feature is enabled. Well, it depends. When any feature is enabled, either a theme or a module, then all the dependencies are recalculated. So the shape table is recreated. And when a theme is applied, actually, nothing is updated, because there is a shape table per theme. So if during two requests you use two themes, two different shape tables will be used. It's just a set of shape tables per theme, but they will be computed only once. It's just when you enable or disable a feature that it will be recalculated for each tenant. So, and if you enable and disable a feature, let's say we optimize it and we have a main set of shape bindings, as they are called, for everyone, and then you have alterations for each feature. Then when you're in a tenant and you disable a feature, the next time the shape is rendered, you just don't apply the alteration anymore. So it's really a chain of responsibility pattern. And that should save a lot of memory and startup processing. Yeah, I have to check. Yeah, so and I think actually I'm actually writing down how it works. Who knows what the ShapeTable, well, ShapeTableManager is easy, but then ShapeTable Builder, Shape Descriptor, Shape Alteration, Shape Binding, all these things, how they behave together and what they do. It's kind of a lot of things to process and to see what can be shared and not shared. That's hard. So I'm writing it down.
Make sure you put it into the documentation somewhere.
No way.
Yes way.
Yes way. Do a snapshot.
I did.
Good. So put it in documentation.
Put it in the README.
No, not the README. It's nothing to do in the README. It's more documentation, code documentation actually. And it's just writing down what the code does, just to have a better vision of what's happening. Yeah. Okay. That's the goal of this branch I created. This one, I'm not sure. I don't think we talked about it during this meeting, did we? Or during triage? Same thing, multi-tenancy. When you have lots of tenants, they are all loading at the same time. or in parallel actually, and they might push the database too much, and some requests might fail, and if some requests fail during the tenant startup, the tenant won't be started. So your site might be down. So what I just did is a retry loop. Gustavo provided some feedback on that. Retry loop, so that we can define how many times a tenant should be retried to be started if there is an issue, whatever issue it is. And above that number, there will be a fatal exception that you can log differently, like sending an email, because this is really critical that the site doesn't start and you think it started. Otherwise, just an error saying, okay, let's do another attempt. Thank you, Gustavo. So attempt number 1, 2, 3, and after, okay, fatal error, cannot start the tenant. So you can even log differently, like sending an email when it doesn't start. And that's it. And there is no delay, because there is no, I don't think there is any reason to, that could be beneficial still. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that's it. So this code has been deployed on wellworks.asp.net because we have 800 tenants and some of them sometimes don't start. So it's been tested. We'll see how it works and then merge it. I base it on 110, but it won't be in 110, it will be in dev, definitely. It's just I wanted some stable bits to test. And 110 is more stable than dev. Good. Questions?
Does that tenant retry, that works on the root tenant too? The default tenant?
Any tenant.
Any tenant, okay. Yeah, so maybe a delay or just an exponential timeout.
Yep, why not?
Because the database connectivity's failed, but it's not because of, any code or any issue with the database, it's just...
Could it be that when it fails to do a timeout, should you put in some form of a delay before it retries?
That's what Gustavo is saying. Exponential retries. Like first you wait, let's say 500 milliseconds, and then you wait 2 seconds, and then we wait 10 seconds on the third one.
Yeah,
something like that.
Something like that.
So that's what people do with APIs usually. So we could do the same thing. Yep. Okay. We'll try to do that. Good. What else? No more questions about that? Then demos. Gustavo?
Me or Sipka?
Whoever.
Gustavo, please go ahead.
Okay.
You worked more than Sipka on this one for the past week.
Yeah, also make sure to show the content types and parts.
Sure. Let me know when you can see my screen.
I can see it.
All right, everything up?
Yeah, good for me.
Okay, so, yeah, sorry, that was the media library. I was playing around with that. But we have been doing a lot of work on trying to get the admin theme up. It's the Bootstrap-based admin theme, and we're making some decisions here about different types of concessions that we're going to have to make. So, for example, the tool area on the top here. So let's go to content types. That's where I am. And then parts. So here you can see it's, this is fully responsive too. Let me bring up the responsive view. And what we've been doing, we're splitting this up into panels, and basically all of the content that hasn't been updated yet won't be in a panel, and it's going to look funky. So kind of like this. You see how everything...
Panel?
A panel is part of the Amaretti theme. It's just a CSS thing.
Don't say the Amaretti theme. It's the admin LTE theme, right?
No.
No, this is not the LTE theme. We discussed this before. We are able to use the, we're allowed to use the other theme, the Amaretti theme.
What? Since when?
If we pay a license, we can use it as part of the open source project. And it's iDeliverable will be sponsoring that.
I didn't know that because last time we talked about it, it was the admin LT, but you used the name in the branch Amaretti because you wanted to look like more Amaretti, so you took the CSS. So now it's actually the Amaretti theme?
Yes, it's actually that theme, and we checked with the author and Rep Bootstrap, and it's compatible with the theme.
But the admin LT, we decided to use this one because there was other modules in that we could reuse.
I'm not aware of that.
Okay,
so now it's just a theme. It's no more a framework. I mean, there are no more components like.
Oh, absolutely. There still are. Yes, there is. That's part of this Amaretti theme as well. It's a framework, if you will. It's based on Bootstrap. It has components. I can actually share the preview link with Amaretti, so you can have a look at those components that we are using, such as the panel. That's a component. There's form elements. There's the grids. The charts. So that's all there still. Hang on. Yeah, for example, this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pasting a link. Hang on.
Can you share the link with? Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
It's here in the
chat. These are. Let's go to the panel. UI element for the panel. These are panels. And what we're doing is we're making the panels be pretty much full width. And this area up here where the filters are, that's in the panel head. And then this is in the content's actually in the panel body. So that gives us the ability to kind of separate filters versus, the actual content in itself. And everything still works fine. But I also started migrating things over to Flexbox instead of using tables. And it's actually really, really cool because a lot of the things that you can do with Flexbox you can't do with tables very well. So you see the overflows and the way content drops. That's all because of Flexbox. So the modules module is pretty much done. There might be some tweaking, but yeah, so here for image gallery, install, download, etc. So here's the thumbnail, and we can reorganize this however you guys want it laid out, but I was getting this going for right now. Blogs, same thing. This is also, so the content display is using Flexbox. So if I go to content, you can see these pages and these test pages. All this content here is using Flexbox generation for the layout, so it lets it be it lets it be responsive. And then where there are tables, I've been trying to convert those to be responsive tables and not be just standard tables, because what happens is if you have a standard table, the overflow is pretty bad. It kind of breaks the responsive layout. What a responsive table does is it lets you scroll. It's kind of hard to see here because the table is not very wide, but it'll let you scroll through so you still get all the data in the responsive view. I think bindings, yeah, this one will be better. So you see the filters, they take the full width once you're in a phone format or extra small, and then here's the responsive table. Okay. Oh, we might need to figure that out. Scrolling in the responsive table triggers the sidebars. But that's not a big deal. We also talked about potentially having those sidebars be contextual. So for example, in the widgets layout, if I go full screen here, right now this is using Flexbox as well, but it is basically a 2-column Flexbox layout. Let's go real wide. And so if I collapse, what happens is this aside falls down to the bottom, so that you still maintain full use of the widget. So what we were talking about internally was potentially having this column be part of the what's it called? Part of this aside, so that it's always visible and accessible, regardless of what screen size you have. Does that make sense? And this could be used.
I think your screen is lagging a little bit too behind to make sense of what you're saying.
Really?
Yeah. So maybe show that sidebar that pops in, because that would then contain the layers and the zone, the theme preview on demand. So you wouldn't see it all the time. Only when you click those little 4 circles to the top right of the screen, then the contextual menu would slide in from right to left.
Yeah, it also works by swiping left and right. So, which I think is interesting, because if you have the responsive table, we need to debug that, see if that's going to be an issue or not. But I don't think it will. But yeah, so that would be contextual, and I don't know. I haven't talked about it yet, but I was thinking if we do design that to be contextual, we could probably do it with layouts also. Because, for example, if you create a new page, is my screen caught up?
It is, yeah.
The frame rate is one picture per second.
Okay. So we have this layout right here. We could theoretically put these things into contextual if drag and drop works. And I don't know if it would break or not, but I don't know. Something for exploring. I don't know. We can discuss it. I don't know what the thoughts are on that. But yeah, I mean, we've been moving everything into panels to get it to render nicely, so you can see some of the stuff that was up here. Comments is in panels. Some of the stuff that isn't in panels, like for example taxonomies, it just shows up like this with a gray background. It's not actually embedded anywhere. But that will give us a really easy way to see what has been migrated yet or what hasn't to the new layout. But yeah, does anybody have any questions or anybody want to see anything special?
Yeah, I have a question. Can you go to content definition and then edit the page content type?
Sure. If I could type. Yeah. Let's get out of that view. Let's go to this view.
So looking at this section, it's more a question to the rest of you. As you can see, the label this is a horizontal form, as it's called in the theme. I've been experimenting with that if it looks better, but some people think it's better to have the labels and then the input fields stacked vertically as opposed to having horizontal forms. I was just curious about your opinions.
Vertical, don't change it.
Okay.
Otherwise you have to change everything. Yes, change looks nice. So whenever it's a trend, but we can't change the organization every time a new trend appears. So
right. So stick with the
yes,
stacked forms.
Focus, because yes, some people will like it, but maybe half of them won't care and will still like the way it is today.
Yeah, and actually, this layout brings out another good question, which is, so you see how the different sections are in panels themselves. So settings is in its own panel, fields is in its own panel, parts, etc. There's that way of doing it, and then we were messing around. Let's go to query. Let's go to edit. So here, instead of having everything be in its own panel, I have it all within one panel, and then the sections are split up like this. I don't know if you guys prefer the multiple panels or if the single panel works. But yeah, that's up to you. But yeah, all of this stuff works fine. This has all been migrated over. And yeah, I mean, so some of these elements still need to be switched, but because there's core elements that have shapes and layouts that need to be migrated. So, for example, in the settings, Oh no, that's fixed. Great. Okay, never mind. But yeah, does anybody else have any other questions, or did that answer?
Just a comment that if you could share your Gitter URL, because you've been very active on the Gitter forum for that.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely.
So that if people want to ask questions or participate, there is a Gitter forum. It seems to be the best way to work on that.
That should work. Yeah.
So.
Oh, wow. I guess it's not Gitter.com.
Sipke, can you share the page where it states that we can reuse and resell and redistribute the source code?
Yeah, I will look that up and share that with you.
I'm concerned.
Okay.
It's also using components that might not be compatible with that, like using GPL.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Components, that says?
I don't know, but when I look at the license, it says, well, whatever is, if the item was created using materials which are the subject of a GNU GPL, your use of the item is subject to the terms of the GPL in place.
Right, okay.
Of the foregoing condition, which means it breaks the license that you buy, because we can't redistribute those ones.
Depending on the components that we would be using.
Yeah. Well, it might be the case with everything. But,
okay, well, I'll look into that and provide you with the information, and we can.
Because I don't see anything related to open source.
No, there's nothing there. We communicated with over email, so I'll look that up and we'll ask for it to be made public if that's possible, or some written consent.
Tend to license, sub-license, redistribute or resell the final product.
What would you guys think about these links, if you guys can still see my screen, where it says another block, this block, the actual action links, if those were a drop-down? Instead of all being splayed out like that.
What does WordPress do?
Actually, I don't know.
Because they do usability study.
Yeah.
And the only drawback I will see is discoverability. So you don't know what you can do until you click on the drop down.
Right.
There is also, because you can ask for drop downs, you can ask for icons, for buttons. And that's why I want to see what WordPress does, just to be to see if, oh wow, what they did is awesome, or no, this is actually what we already do, so don't change. You see?
Yeah.
So if they do the same thing, maybe we should not change, because it means they do usability studies. So if
yeah,
it's different, we might say, okay, do we like it? I don't know.
I'm worried about the touch point size, because if we are making this responsive for the purpose of being able to handle this on the phone, the touch points are going to be kind of close together here.
Do we have a WordPress blog?
Yeah, so you see like preview and clone, I could see people accidentally hitting one or the other.
Let me check. Or does anyone have a WordPress blog to check? Ooh, I am in WordPress. I can share my screen.
Okay.
Just to see what it is. So, how do I share my screen? I think you have to stop sharing.
Okay, yep.
Oh no, maybe I just need to click share. Present desktop. Yes, I can kick you out.
Cool. Yep.
People are seeing. So if people are seeing, so this is WordPress, obviously. Sites discover. Oh no, maybe I don't have sites.
Oh, this is like the WordPress management side. Hold on, I might have.
Create a new post. No, create a new post. You see my blog, new draft, foobar. This is the content. Publish. And then my blog. This is the blog. And then posts.
So the on WordPress, it happens. You see it when you hover over the row.
That's not what I have. Do you see what I have?
Well, I'm looking at WordPress 4.4.2.
Look at what I have, because this is the latest. This is different. So this is still a summary admin like us. Okay. They also have the kind of detail thing. So this is like a panel, like you have, and this is text with icons, like this. This is bigger than a link. This is still a link, but bigger than a link in a box, a link in a box. So it's not really a button, but a link in a box. And yes, you can tap it, and for sure. But it's kind of the same thing as we do. It's just that the actions are at the bottom. Interesting.
Yeah, and they're not displaying everything in the table, I guess. But also, I mean, the actions are dependent on the context too, right? So we have many more actions there, possibly.
Well, their preview is just the icon here. Trash, stats, view, edit.
Those are published. So go to drafts. I want to see what it looks like when you have something published.
Right. I wanted to create a draft, but I have drafts.
Yeah, there you go.
Publish.
So preview, publish, edit.
This is kind of what we have, you see? Title, metadata at the bottom. But yes, the action at the bottom. That's weird, but well.
Yeah, we have preview, publish, clone, edit, delete. Or unpublish. If it's published,
we might have too much, and maybe we should also rely on drop down for other actions.
Mm-hmm.
Like have the common ones, like edit, preview, publish, accessible right away, but the more uncommon ones, like clone, you don't clone your contents all the time. It's very exceptional action, I think. So then maybe this one should be, and same thing for delete, maybe, I don't know. Unpublish, yeah, it makes more sense than delete, I see.
And it's also extensible. It's using a zone that can be targeted. And
what do you mean?
For example, audit trail, for example, adds a menu item to that.
Oh, sure, because we have a zone, an actions zone. Any module can add things or remove things, but the question is more about what the default experience is.
Yeah, but if we have this drop down, should the other modules be able to add menu items? That would be.
It's just another zone, actions and extra actions or something like that.
Right.
So that's easily doable. The question is actually, do we want links or links with icons? And because of the spacing issue that Gustavo mentioned, you can hardly click or tap a link.
So there's the metadata there too. So we have a lot more metadata as well.
I like our metadata with the icons like published or not, and
we have published, whether or not it's a draft, which makes sense, right? The last modified and the author.
I think we should look at what everyone does and see what looks better and why it looks better. Or maybe have different suggestions and see what people think. Because yes, you could do something based on your preference, and someone else's preference might be different. So at least if we have a good visibility of what everyone is doing there, maybe we will have more data to decide. I see that their solution, for instance, it's much better for touch because you can tap on it. Our thing is not adapted for that. they don't have a drop-down. You wanted to add a drop-down. I don't see any other option. Maybe that's the reason. For us, we have more things, so maybe a drop-down is better for more things. But we still need a one-click solution. You should not have to click on a drop-down to select the option. Like edit. You don't want to click on down edit every time. It should be just edit. So if we have a drop-down, we still need the first level actions like this. How are they displayed to be able to be accessible and easily tapped, touched? I don't know. This is a good solution. This is weird to have them at the bottom, but this is at least a good solution. That's why I want to see everything. So I will say don't change until we know what to do, how to do it better. Otherwise we'll change for maybe nothing.
Yeah.
And
Okay, so we'll do some look around and maybe try some things out. See how
it would make sense for me to have a drop down for sure for the extra actions, but we also need to have a zone where we have the one-click actions.
I agree.
So this thing is for sure is good. Then you see what they have. So there is the metadata section for them. There is a section for icon actions, favorite commands, things. We could have something like this. A section for big buttons. We can have a section for drop downs. So
we don't have to do everything on a single line as currently is the case. Yeah, that would be cool.
Ooh, they go into the detail, like even the fading on the last line. Don't joke. Okay, cool, great.
Yeah, that would be that seems to be common. The triple or sometimes even 4 circles with more actions.
Yeah, why not? Whatever drop down or this thing. Yeah. And whatever technically is still a new zone that you can target in your placement to place custom actions. It constrains the HTML it can contain. For instance, if it's a drop-down, you will need to put some options, something like that. Or if it's a list, there will be some LIs. So each shape that will be added into this zone will be of specific type, but that's doable.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Topics. What did I miss here? Blah blah blah. Simon, you didn't say anything.
Hello.
So when did we change to Amaretti, Simon?
Sorry, when what?
When did we change to Amaretti?
Over 6 months ago.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I guess something like that.
I should ask.
That's when the work started.
I should ask Jasmin. He will know because he was part of the decision to use admin LT. What did I miss?
I actually didn't see the decision itself. I just opened the repository one day and I saw the new.
That's what I assumed. And if I ask the same thing to Jasmin, I'm sure he will say the same thing. He just discovered that, like everyone.
We can change it to another one. I'll be very sad, but okay.
Yeah, was there a particular reason why we didn't want to use admin LT?
Yeah, we did some investigation and in the
Who is we? Who is we?
Daniel and me. Daniel and I. And the Amaretti theme, it's more polished also in terms of responsive design and the implementation. We thought it's better, and we made sure that the license would be compatible. We reached out to the author, and he assured us that it will be fine. But we'll get that confirmed.
I agree with the more polished. I have some personal experience with the admin LT theme, and it looks good at first, but when you dig into it, there's a lot of things you have to correct, and it's just a pain to work with it. Actually.
Yeah, the last thing I knew about was that you preferred visually Amaretti with Daniel, and you wanted to make AdminLT look more like Amaretti. That's why that's it.
Okay, I think that was must be miscommunicated, because that was never, at least not my intention.
Benedek records everything, so he must know. Benedek, can you find out when we decided to change to Amaretti? You must know it, right?
Yeah, of course. I know every meeting from the top of my head. No, I don't. And I don't have
nobody.
Well, we can check out the notes. Probably that would be a clue.
I don't think there are any notes. I forget some things, but this I don't think I forget it about it. And I think they decided and they forgot to tell us. That's the...
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah,
but probably...
the dictator, so...
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but...
He has to tell us what to do. Okay, good. You see, this is the page with the license. There is an extended license, which is very expensive and lets you do apparently whatever you want, which is weird. Because I can even resell it. You can even resell the final product.
Wouldn't that be compatible with what we need?
The words are very important. Resell the final product. We have to be careful because we put their theme on GitHub as open source and we say it's MIT. So we license the thing saying it's MIT, meaning you can take it, modify it, resell it. So does it mean that people don't have to buy the Amaretti theme? They can just download Orchard and redistribute Orchard with the theme. I mean...
Yeah, that's a good point. We'll get that.
Or because it's not about us, it's about our users who will download Orchard, package it, resell it. They could even say, oh, I shipped Amaretti, I just don't care, I ship Orchard, but they don't use anything from Orchard but Amaretti. It's like, you see what I mean? They can resell it, reuse it. It's not, it's about what our customers will do with that and how they will be able to distribute that. That's the issue.
I see. Okay, so we'll have another chat with the author and see what they mean and make sure that they understand what our intended use is. I haven't spoken with the author myself. Daniel did, and he explained the situation. And the authors mentioned that if we just change the theme enough, customize it enough, then it will be fine. But again, we'll get that on paper to be sure that we're good. And if not, it's back to admin LT. But we're not there yet.
Because it's not MIT, for sure. And opens or for your clients. Sub-license.
Yeah, I mean, no worries. Either way, we can make the same.
Yeah, that's for these reasons that we had decided to use AdminLT because it was MIT and there was no issues, even though some others were better. So we'll see how it goes. We should look at the history when the switch was made. Okay, other topics. Release issues. Because of Gustavo, we can't ship. Technically, that's correct. You can't. So 1.10. Oh man. Okay, 193. I think 193 should be okay. Good. 1.10 though. Well, 193 it was okay, but there was a new typo fix, so we need to update the package. Razor View Engine Provider doesn't return themes directory. This is a new one. This is a build script issue that will be easy to fix. And this. What is that? Oh yes, I pinged SqlCE because dynamic form field binding issue. Yes, we need to ensure SqlCE if this is a valid scenario and this is broken. That's
okay, this is blocking the release?
This is a regression in a dynamic form. You can't use binding anymore, apparently. So that's why I pinged you here. Then this one is just a build script. I need to remove some specific code for this thing. That should be easy. but this one is new and potentially major issue. Razor View engine provider doesn't return themes directory.
So I got some more details on that and updated and submitted a PR. And the part, yeah, the issue is where it's the area partial view locations format. That too resolves to the actual name of the theme. So it's going to be the name of the theme / views / the name of the theme again. So you see it above.
Why? Oh, you mean, oh, the issue, this is wrong. That's what you mean.
So that can be correct. I can do that. So
well,
I added a new line omitting the two.
Wait. It should be the name of the module, not the theme. Do you mean theme or do you mean module?
This is the theme. This is what happens when it gets the theme layouts. This is during the create theme.
Yeah, but it should be views, module, controller, action.
But if it's a theme,
we don't care. If it's in the theme, it's in the theme. You don't override the theme view from another theme.
So I have a controller in my theme.
Oh! Oh, so you do weird things. Okay.
Yeah. So if you have a controller in your theme and that controller tries to return a view that is in a nested folder in the theme views folder, it will fail.
Okay, so there is a PR. So you have a very specific case.
Yeah.
Click on that one. But how do I click on the pull request here?
You got it. You had it up a second.
No.
Fixes.
This one is your branch, is a commit. This one is again. Where is the pull request link?
The PR should be. Go to pull request. Should be there.
That's bad. That's. Oh wait, this one. No. Oh yes, maybe this one. Good.
Yeah, there we go. So I had originally did this PR to 1.10, but I swapped it over to dev.
Okay, you just add something to look for some more. Okay.
Yeah, for the controller folder. So for example, controller action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there is no more regression.
That works, yeah. So this solves the problem for us. And it doesn't break any of the other views from what we could tell. I mean, we're loading a ton of partials on the site.
So it says views partial name, display template. What is 0 and what is 1? 2 1 0 1 0. 2. Where is the string format? Oh no.
2 is the area, 1 is the controller, 0 is the action. From what I could tell.
Okay, makes sense. So 2 is the area, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's why it's the area partial view.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I will wait for Baror to say something. Is Baror here actually? Baror is not here. I'd like him to comment on that because he made the changes. So I will give him until Thursday and then merge it. Okay?
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Good. Other questions?
Is 1.10 released?
Is 1.10 released?
No.
Yeah.
We still
Who said that?
merge in 193.
Yeah, I didn't want to merge 193 because there was nothing in 193 since the last merge that had to be in 1.10.
Well, we have bug fixes, so
which were also on 1.10.
no.
For instance.
Not all of them.
What?
Not all of them.
You didn't do... Oh, what did you
Well,
do?
we can just merge in the branch. Why would we commit everything twice?
When the heck? Because you will have merge issues. And look, for instance, you see fixes broken icon. Oh, yeah, you will have huge merge issues. And during last triage, I thought we had said, okay, let's fix that in just 1.10 or in the two of them and not merge. Like this one, for instance, you fixed it. You see exactly. You fixed it in 193 and in 1.10.
No, that's two different things.
It should be. Well, good luck with the merge.
Actually, it's mergeable, so it's just the issue that I mentioned you on Skype with the remote. I don't know. So I can actually merge the branches and then push it, but I don't know if that's all right.
Oh, yeah, you're still blocked on. Okay.
Yeah, but actually there's only one merge conflict which can be resolved. That's totally fine, and then we should be good to go.
Okay, I forgot about your merge issues.
Yeah.
Merge and push. And we'll see if the tests pass.
Okay.
And whatever, Gustavo will test it. In prod. We are good.
Testing in production is great.
Yeah, that's the best test. Okay, good. Other questions? What did I miss? Orchard 2, I still want to show you something, but I can't because it doesn't build. Because while I'm working on MVC, I can't build Orchard 2. What else? That's about it. If you don't have any more questions. So, one more. Demo done, status done. I think that's good. Great. Thanks everyone. See you on Thursday.
Thanks, guys.
See you later, guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.